I don't know why Syrio is such like a fan favorite to so many people, mostly because he's like the first mentor to Arya. But if you watch the way he dies, like you have to be screaming at the screen, dude. Pick up one of these swords. You have this wooden sword, and I know
Wouldn't
it was like he killed like 5 guys with the wooden sword, but come on, dude. After a while, you have to like you're pushing your luck.
When I watched Game of Thrones the very first time, though, years ago now, I didn't notice this. You and me are rewatching this right now. There's 5 guys you just took out lickety split. They have their metal swords laying right on the ground. You are probably at this moment, arguably the best swordsman in King's Landing, except for what do you think, Barristan? Like realistically, who do you think this
Oh
guy
yeah,
takes
because
down?
Jamie's gone now. Yeah, because Jamie's gone.
Right.
The Hound might have a good chance against
I
him,
don't
but
know. I
yeah,
don't know about that though. Like, dude, the
but
first
Barristan,
sword of
I think.
Braavos.
Go on. I want to talk about the first sword of Braavos a little bit later, but go ahead. Keep going with your rant here.
Okay, yeah, he is the first sword of Braavos, but he's also the first Artard of Braavos because for some reason he leaves this stupid little chopped in half wooden sword. I guess I understand too. If you want to flex and you want to only fight using this little practice toy and there's all these guys around you, they walk in there, their dicks are hanging out, they're swinging, they're thinking, we're going to take this guy to pound school. All he's got is a wooden sword. And you're in your head thinking, yeah, they are underestimating me to the fullest extent. I'm going to take him to town with my wooden sword. But at the point it gets broken in half, how do you not just say, all right, you know what? I got to take this a little more seriously. I can't keep flexing like this. I got to pick up a metal sword. And if I do, I'm for sure winning. Like, you agree with that, right? Like, it's just a
Yeah, right.
Kingsguard
Yeah.
guy. He's for sure taking this guy out.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it just feels really weird that Syrio feels like he's doing like this amazing trick that he's like, dude, if I can just kill 6 guys with a wooden sword, I'll get this achievement or something. It's like, dude, no, there's no extra. You don't get anything extra. No one's even there to see you. It's not like, oh, I was in front of this whole crowd and dude, can you imagine how many songs will be sung about me if I'm able to take down 6 guys with a wooden sword? Dude, I'll be like the biggest dick guy in all of Westeros,
Yeah.
but that's not.
I'll be the tallest guy ever. People are going to look up to me. They're going to look way up at how tall and mighty I am. He's short. All right. Well, maybe what if he's trying to win over Ned? Like, what if he thinks this is a test? What if he thinks this is a test for him to come in
Oh,
and make sure? Like, I don't know if I'm feeling this guy as my daughter's dancing master. I'm not sure he's all he's cracked up to be. And Syrio detected that, or he thinks this is a test. So he thinks, okay, I really got to impress Ned Stark. These are his men dressed as Lannister soldiers. First of all, I have to really go over the top and say, Ned Stark would never send Lannister men to
right.
find his daughter. And then, you know what? I'm not even going to try a real weapon. I'm going to take these guys out with my wooden sword, really just flex on how good I am. It secures his job. It's job security. You think that could be it?
No, I don't think it's job security. I think you're kind of on the right path there. I think he's hedging his bets. He's thinking, dude, if I just disarm these guys and knock them out, because he kills them, but do they even look that dead? He just hit them really hard with a wooden sword. I don't know how he's like actually
Well,
killed
he
them.
didn't kill all of them. Some of them were like kind of groaning as he's leaving. Not all of them, but some of them are.
Yeah. Well, they're groaning because of how hot he was. Like, damn, this guy. So he might be thinking, dude, if I just knock these guys out, then I can just like pretend it's a whole big prank later on. Like, come on, guys. I was fighting with you with a sword. I wasn't going to try to kill you.
Well, they can't be mad at him. I mean, they did come in there with real swords to threaten him. So
it's all a
be mad at that
joke.
prank.
He's a little jokester.
Okay, do you think maybe the wooden sword was glued to his hand for some reason? Like whether or not he glued it, maybe he's been having dancing like instructions all morning or lessons. He was giving lessons all morning. Maybe Arya's not his only student, and his arm is just getting tired, dude. His grip is giving out. He's like, I got to glue this thing to my hand. Otherwise, again, Arya's going to see a weakness, report it back to that mountain of a man, her father, and I'm going to get fired.
Well, I mean, that makes way more sense for the writers to put in a little prankster Syrio in here than having him just be a guy that refuses to separate himself from this wooden sword and not pick up a single metal sword to fight off these guards. That makes sense. But even that's like, okay, yeah, let's pretend he is a glued, as a little prankster he is. Just pick up with the other hand, like pick up the the what's called the metal sword. Then
that's true too, dude. He always has that other hand behind his back. It's like, can that thing do anything else? You could probably use that for some great utility in a fight. How about a punch? A slap? A slap. What's wrong with a slap?
So I understand that the writers really wanted, Syrio to take on 5 guards with a wooden sword, kill them, but then die to Mir and Trant. The writers should have made it feel as if Syrio had no other choice but to use the wooden sword. But there's so much dead air in between these, say combat scenes or, because they all come at him one at a time, which is a great choice to have. People come in, funnel, very predictable path. They should have had it so he couldn't drop the wooden sword at any point because people are just constantly coming at him.
Right,
That
yeah,
makes
there's
sense.
several ways they could have done that stuff, and you know what, honestly, too,
Or
though,
like you said,
well,
or
yeah,
hold on,
go
like you
ahead.
said, just have it super glued.
Have a super glue, just throw it in there. Oh, you know what? They could even do it. Remember in Black Widow, the movie, when she had that her hair dyed blonde for Infinity War? Like we know that's gonna come up. And so
Right.
in Black Widow's little home trailer, we just see that little clip of that guy holding that hair dye, that blonde hair dye, and it's like, hmm,
Yes.
what's this for? So that super easy. Before the guards come in, Arya and Syrio are practicing their water dancing, and then
Yeah.
Arya glances over and says, like, "Hey, master, like, what's that over there?" And then it flashes over. It's like a thing of gorilla glue or whatever, milk of the gorilla glue. And it's
Yeah,
like
there you go.
Syrio says, "Oh, nothing, nothing. Just ignore that. It's nothing." But now we know we were prepared for it. We know
Yes.
Syrio is not going to be able to drop his sword. The least they could have done is bring some squire with them or something, little Lannister twink boy to, clean up those swords when they fall on the ground, whip them out of that fucking balcony that's
Oh yeah.
right in the same room where they're fighting. Get a guy on sword cleanup because they know Syrio. That's the other option in this. If they are taking Syrio as seriously as they should know, okay, we got to keep a metal sword out of this dude's hands because if he gets it, we are all dead. And so they have a little squire. Syrio's
Yeah.
an honorable man. He's not going to kill an innocent child, but if that innocent child is whipping swords out, at least he's going to have some use.
Yeah, like a ball boy, but for swords, right? Or at least throwing them back to like Mir and Trant. I
Oh,
forgot how,
dude. He's
yeah,
like a
just throw it
Hindu
back.
god. He's going to have like 6 arms, each one holding a sword.
So we hear a lot of hype about the title First Sword of Braavos. And if you do any sort of research into this or kind of hear Syrio, how he got the role of the first sword, it's actually not that impressive. The first sword isn't the best fighter within Braavos. He's just the chief protector and champion of the Sea Lord within Braavos. And it's not based off of, like I said, talent or like the strongest.
It's
There's no
not based on
fighting.
talent.
No, here, do you want to hear how
Yeah,
they choose
inform
it?
me or educate me.
So the Sea Lord, this is the story of Syrio, how he got it. The Sea Lord had this big long of Braavosi fighters come in, and none of them are being chosen. They're all being pushed away. Syrio comes in, and he has this fat cat on his lap, the Sea Lord.
An
It
actual
looks,
cat.
yeah, he starts hyping up this cat in front of Syrio. He's like, dude, this cat you looking at it came from like a far off land. It's so valuable. You have no idea, dude. It's like the best cat ever. And Syrio looks at it and goes, well, actually, it's not a female because I guess the guy, the Sea Lord, says it's a female. He said it's actually not a female; it's a male. And I see cats like that all the time within the streets of Braavos. It's like a tomcat.
You always see something impressive. Check out this fat hog.
And
Zip.
well, the Sea Lord's just like, dude, you're right. It is just a normal cat. You get the prize of being the first sword of Bravos. You're so observant. That's the only thing he did. He did it to show his skill. I'm sure, of course, he is skilled because he's like a Braavosi fighter or whatever. But his ability to be observant. But it's just so funny that the way he dies is not being observant enough to know I gotta grab a fucking sword off one of these guys' body, otherwise I'm gonna die. Come on, dude.
That's even more pathetic. That's like antithetical to this because, like you say, it's not really based on his skill. I mean, it is a little bit because, like you said, he's a Braavosi fighter. So this is basically the indicator. This is your standard Braavosi fighter, which is saying a lot considering he took out a Kingsguard and then several City Watch people, like 5 City Watch people at once,
Yeah.
and a Kingsguard. So that is impressive, I think, with a wooden sword. That's super impressive. But if his claim to fame is being observant and he couldn't even observe a real weapon on the ground, this is pathetic. You know what? This does answer, though. Why I've always thought, why is Syrio Forel hanging out in King's Landing if he's the first sword of Braavos? Like, why isn't he over there? Wouldn't you think he'd have some
Yeah.
allegiance to his like home? But okay, no, that actually, I guess, makes a little bit of sense. Kind of takes away some of the luster of Syrio.
I know. What is going on with this anti-bald agenda within Game of Thrones? Tywin, Dany, Aemond, Maester Aemond, Grand Maester
Syrio's
Pycelle.
supposed to be bald?
Yeah, Syrio's supposed to be bald, and then Jorah and Stannis are supposed to be balding. So all these people, for some reason, in the show should be bald or at least balding that they're not putting on here.
Well, listen, okay, I fully agree with that, but I just want to, on the record, listen, Stannis is, his hairline's going back. Jorah, he is basically bald by the time the series ends. He is bald.
Okay,
sure.
yeah,
He's
mate.
thinning out big time. But when it comes to Syrio Forel, this guy's got the thickest head of hair I've ever seen. He's like he's like a Greek child.
I know.
Height of one, too. Man, how could, that's crazy.
And I never really liked his style, too. He has this big poofy pants with the high-waisted belt. He kind of looks like Finn from Last Jedi. He just looks very proportionally funny to me.
It's like a pirate.
I will say I do like how Syrio is able to bully Arya out of her depression after her dad got stabbed and was it Jory is killed in King's Landing. And she's like, I'm sad because legit bad things happened to me. And Syrio's like, hey, you're not here. shut the fuck up. I'm going to hit you with the sword harder if you keep like being distracted. And it's like, dude, yeah, that's a good way to pull people out of depression. It actually works.
Dude, it worked so well. Arya literally said, like, hey, Syrio, you know how my dad got stabbed in the back of the hamstring all the way through his leg with an old rusty spear? He's probably has sepsis right now. He's in a jail cell. I know he gets falsely accused of being a traitor to the crown. His best friend just died, like this guy who maybe I see as like an uncle figure now. Yeah, Syrio just said, fuck that. Pick up that sword right now. And dude, it actually works. 2 seconds later, Arya's giggling like a little schoolgirl.
I know.
He's badass, man.
Yeah, he's probably the best therapist in all of Game of Thrones. Another thing I think Syrio's kind of pushing his luck on is when he's mentoring Arya, for some reason, he has to like radicalize her to his religious beliefs. I'd be pissed if I was Ned Stark. You come in and
Yes.
Syrio Farrell's like, which gods do you pray to and you follow? She's like, the old gods. He's like, old gods. There's only one God. His name is death. And the only thing you say to him is not today, which in itself, I think we should just take a side note, like this weird belief of we believe in one God and we just say this one phrase to him. Is that the extent of your guys' religion?
That is a low maintenance religion. That is super low maintenance. And you know what, too? You're 100% right about that. He's so insistent on it. This dude is about to die. He knows this is likely the last time he'll ever see Arya.
Oh,
and what does he
know.
do? He makes sure to reinforce it again. He's like, please come with me. Please come with me. I love you. I love you, Syrio. You're like my second father now. And Syrio's like, what do we say to the god of death? He's like, oh, shit, what was it again? Not today. It's all right. Good to go. Plus, it doesn't even make sense because he dies right then at that moment. And Arya knows that. So that's why I say this has to be just to reinforce this religious belief into her brain. He's very insistent. He's like a missionary.
Yeah, he's like a martyr. He's like, I'm going to die for this cause. Hopefully one day Arya will say the same phrase to somebody else and radicalize them. Because this phrase only works until it doesn't, right? Not today. All right, well, I guess it was today. Damn.
I love the thought of him like condescending, like almost Costanza-like. You're like old gods.
In 6 games. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this and smash that like button.
Or not. We don't care.